Good morning, dear friends. Today is the 7th of October in the year 2012, and we are in the still water meditation hall, Upper Hamlet. Today is the first day of the fall retreat. The second day of the fall retreat. I hope you slept well last night. 46 years ago, I was invited by Cornell University in Ithaca, New York, to come and give a series of lectures on the situation of Vietnam. The war in Vietnam was ravaging, very destructive. And many of us in Vietnam did not want the war to go on. But we did not have the right to say so. The majority did not want that war to go on. Vietnamese were fighting each other, using foreign ideologies and foreign weapons. One side is Marxism, Leninism, and the other side is capitalism, anti-communism. So we imported ideologies from the outside, and we also imported weapons, deadly weapons from the outside. It's you were not allowed to voice your desire for peace, because both warring parties wanted to go on with the war and destroy the other side. The communist side was backed by the Soviet Union and China, and the anti-communist side was backed up by America and other allies. So we were caught. There was a peace movement in Vietnam, but underground. Because you risk your life if you speak out about peace. Thầy was in Vietnam working with a group of young people trying to diffuse peace literature. Thầy wrote anti-war poetry that was not allowed to be published. But the young group of students that followed Thầy tried to publish them anyway. The title of the book of poetry is Let Us Join Our Palms and Pray. So the dove, the white dove, peace will appear in our country. And the book of poetry is sold very well underground, and you risk being arrested if you have one copy. And also Thầy wrote a book calling for the cessation of the hostility, and the title of the book is Lotus in a Sea of Fire. That book was also published by Hill and Wang in New York. Sister Chân Không, True Emptiness, who is here today with us, she was arrested in Hue because she had one copy of that book. We just wanted that we do not want the war to go on. We want reconciliation. At that time, Thầy already set up Institute of Higher Buddhist Studies, also a university, Buddhist university called Van Han University, and the School of Youth for Social Service is to train young workers to help rebuild villages that have been destroyed by the bombing, and organize, set up refugee camps, new village, in order to help people to reorganize their life. We train many young social workers to do the work, to care for the wounded people, to take care of the orphans. And we also organize pilot villages where we teach, we taught peasants how to organize themselves in matters of health, education, and so on. So we train young social workers, among them young monks and nuns and lay people, very dedicated to the work of peace and reconstruction. And many of our workers during the time of service were kidnapped, eliminated by warring parties. So many disciples of mine disappear during service, missing in action. They carry with themselves not a gun, but a heart of love and service. And they assassinated many of our social workers. we only work for reconciliation. But they did not like us. In a situation of war like that, if you want to be safe, you have to belong to one of the warring parties. You have to take side. If you take side, and then you will be protected at least by one side. But if you do not take side, and then you are exposed to the persecution of both sides, and the peace movement that we initiated in Vietnam was in that kind of danger. We were persecuted by both sides. And there was a lot of suspicion that we are working for the other side. One day they came to the School of Youth for Social Service and attacked us. We are only social workers trying to help the peasants to rebuild destroyed villages. And yet they suspect us to be with the other side. Fanatical Catholics, fanatical communists. That day they came and they killed a number of our social workers in the School of Youth for Social Service. And they threw a grenade into my room. Because they had made research before, they knew where I slept. That was in a Plum temple. A temple is like a chapel for the whole School of Youth for Social Service. The School of Youth for Social Service was built by ourselves, by social workers. We made bricks. We built our classrooms. We built our living quarters. We did everything, and we did not dare to ask for the support from any government, because if we did, we would have belonged to one warring party. So we based on the grassroots people in order to have materials and food and other things in order to organize the School of Youth for Social Service. So that night they threw a grenade into my room. Fortunately, I was not there. I have left one day before for the United States of America to give a series of lectures in Cornell University. Otherwise, I would not be here today. And you know that since I was trying to tell the United States of America and Europe that we did not want the war, trying to speak for the majority. That is why the government did not allow me to go home after the tour. And I began my exile in the West. 40 years of exile. It's very difficult, because all my friends were in Vietnam, all my work in Vietnam, and suddenly I found myself alone here, not being able to continue. So with my practice, I try to survive, try to make new friends, and try to share my practice of meditation. After the tour, speaking tour, I came to Paris trying to seek political asylum in France and set up a peace delegation in order to speak the voice of the people in Vietnam who did not have a chance to express themselves. We did not have a place large enough in order to do sitting meditation. So we asked our Quaker friends to allow us a place to practice sitting meditation. There's a Quaker center in Paris, Rue Vaugirard. And we know that working for peace, we may get burned out if we do not maintain a spiritual practice. That is why to continue the practice of meditation is very crucial for you to continue with your peace work or social work. In the School of Youth for Social Service also, we know that if we want to serve for a long time, we have to get a spiritual dimension in our daily life. If you do not have a spiritual practice, you can lose yourself in despair or anger or frustration, and you can continue very long. So in Paris, I did the same, trying my best to convince the people to help end the war in Vietnam, and we try to follow a practice that can sustain us as a peace worker. Professor George Cahin is a professor of government politics. It was he who wrote the letter, invited me to come and give a series of lectures in Cornell University. And thanks to that letter, I could get a passport and a visa. But when they gave me the passport, they said, "Don't say anything about peace." And my purpose is to go and talk about this. I did not say anything, I just smiled. That's 1966. Many of you had been born. And I was still a young monk. A little bit more than 40. And Professor Cahin offered me hospitality. I stayed in their house, very beautiful house. And one day he asked me, "Thầy, what do you do when you practice sitting meditation?" This is a very good question. He saw me practice sitting every day, and he was curious. What do you do when you practice sitting meditation? it means that sitting meditation is doing things. But in fact, sitting meditation is not doing things. Sitting is a kind of being and not doing. You sit in such a way that peace is possible. Harmony is possible. Joy is possible. And healing is possible. And you don't have to strive, to fight in order to do that. So sitting is an art. Sitting should not be hard work, hard labor. Sitting must be a pleasure. It's like walking or breathing. If you suffer when you practice mindful breathing, if you suffer while you practice mindful walking, your practice is not good. Your practice should be pleasant. The practice should bring healing, transformation and nourishment. Not in the future, but right during the time you practice. So sitting, if you know how to sit, you get the healing during the sitting. You get the nourishment during the sitting. And sitting like that is a privilege, because many of us do not have the privilege of sitting. Remember Nelson Mandela, the president, ex-president of South Africa. When he came to Paris for the first time, visiting the French president, François Mitterrand, the press asked him many questions. He had been in prison for a long time. So they asked him, Mr. President, what do you want to do the most now? And he said, what I want to do the most now is to sit down and do nothing. He felt the need to sit. Since the time I was released from prison, I was so busy, so many things to do. And I feel the need, my deepest desire is to have the time to sit down and not to worry about anything, not to do anything. And it was reported in Le Monde, the French newspaper. And when they read that interview, they had some reflection. All of us need the time to sit down and do nothing. But sitting down and do nothing is not that easy, because you are used to be doing something always. Without doing something, you cannot stand it, you cannot bear it. It has become a habit. So sitting and doing nothing is a challenge. and that is sitting meditation. So sitting is an art. You sit in such a way that you feel relaxed, happy, peaceful. There is no need to do anything at all. You are not pulled away by a project, a desire to do something. So I try to explain to George Cahin about sitting meditation. It's not much, it should not be described in terms of doing something when you sit, but being, how to be. And you do that not only with your mind, but also with your body, because mind and body are connected to each other in such a way that you cannot take mind out of body and body out of mind. And you do not need to make an effort. You don't have to fight or to strive. And that is, it is an art rather than labor. A labor. If you happen to become aware that you have a body, that is not something so difficult. And the third exercise of mindful breathing, the Buddha proposed, breathing in, I know I have a body. So the body becomes the object of your mind. You are aware of your body. In our modern time, sometimes we spend 2 hours or 3 without computer. We are completely lost, and we completely forget that we have a body. We are pulled away. There is no awareness that the body is there. Many of our brothers and sisters here in Plum Village, they program a bell of mindfulness in their computer. Every quarter of an hour, the bell sound. And when the bell of mindfulness is heard, you stop working, you stop thinking, you go back to your in-breath, you breathe in, and you get in touch with your body. When mind is not with body, you are not truly there to live your life. And in our daily life, very often our mind is not with our body. Our mind might be caught in the past. We are drowned into our regret, our sorrow concerning the past. The past becomes a prison for you. You cannot get out. Many of us are not free from the past. We are caught by our regret and sorrow. We are not able to live our life because we are in prison. So breathing in mindfully might pull us out of the past so that we can be free to be with our body. Because when mind and body are together, you can be established in the present moment. If mind and body are not together, you are not in the present moment, in the here and the now. And life, real life, is available only in the present moment. Because the past is no longer there, and the future is not yet there. Life and all the wonders of life can be found only in the present moment. So one mindful in-breath may be enough to pull you out of the prison of the past. Bring your mind back to your body so that you can come home to the here and the now, where life is available. And you can touch the blue sky, touch the rain, touch the cloud, touch the trees, touch the songs of the bird. And the first thing you touch is your body. And the third exercise of mindful breathing proposed by the Buddha is breathing in, I'm aware of my body, of the existence of my body. It's so simple, and you don't have to strive, to fight in order to do so. And it can be very pleasant too, because breathing in can be very pleasant. When you do not have asthma, when your nose is not stuffed, and then breathing in the fresh air can be very pleasant. Breathing in, I enjoy breathing in. And breathing in, I'm aware that I have a body. So that is not hard work. And then many of us, if we are not caught in the prison of the past, and then we are caught in the prison of the future. Many of us worry about the future. We don't know what will happen to our future. So we spend our time to worry about the future. And there is fear about the future. There is anxiety, uncertainty about future. These kind of negative energy are not nourishing and healing. And most of us sacrifice the present moment for the sake of the future. Many of us are good to prepare for the future, but are not good to live the present moment. We can prepare for the future, but we are not capable of enjoying the present moment. And you are caught in the fear, in the uncertainty about the future, and the future becomes a prison. That we are not truly living our life. because we do not have freedom. And we know that freedom is the foundation of true happiness. Not political freedom, but freedom vis-a-vis the past, vis-a-vis the future, with the sorrow, the regret, the complex, the fear, the anxiety. We are slaves. We are bounded by these kind of energies. We are not free. That is why joy and happiness is not possible. Happy life is not possible. So sitting is a way in order to be free. And you may like to handle your body, your breath, your mind in such a way that you can restore freedom. Because one in-breath made mindfully can pull you out from the prison of the past and the future. Just become aware that you have a body. And you smile to your body. Help you to be fully present in the here and the now, so that you can live your life deeply. And then your body, when you are in touch with your body, you might get the insight. Mindfulness and concentration directed to your body. Your body becomes the object of your mindfulness, because mindfulness is always mindfulness of something. When you breathe, that's mindfulness of breathing. When you drink, mindfulness of drinking. When you walk, mindfulness of walking. When you are angry, and if you know that you are angry, mindfulness of anger. So mindfulness is always mindfulness of something. So this is mindfulness of body. Breathing in, first of all, the object of mindfulness is your in-breath. And your in-breath brings you home to your body and become mindfulness of body. And if you are very mindful of your body, you are concentrated also, because mindfulness and concentration, they go together. When you are mindful of something and very mindful of that something, you are concentrated somehow on that. Concentrated means that you only pay attention to that and not to other things. You release everything else, just retain one object. And one object, that object might be your in-breath, maybe the tea you are drinking, or maybe your body, mindfulness of body. And the Buddha gave us one whole sutra on the practice of mindfulness of body, the contemplation of the body. And when you are mindful of your body, and you are truly concentrated in your body, you may find out easily and very quickly that your body is a wonder, is a mystery. I think biologists, many of them are capable to see that our body is a wonder. It's so well organized. Biology tries to understand the body, But our understanding of the body is not enough. It's not complete yet. It's a wonder. And you possess a wonder. Your body is a wonder. Yesterday, during a conversation between Thầy and Brother David, I said that that flower that you see on your path is a wonder. It is a mystery. The presence of that tiny flower is a wonder. And you may say that that flower belongs to the kingdom of God. You cannot explain with your human mind how that flower is there. If that flower does not belong to the kingdom of God, where should it belong to? And if you, with mindfulness and concentration, you can get in touch with that flower, and you may get right away the insight that this is something that belongs to the kingdom of God. It is part of the kingdom of God. And if you can really touch that flower, you touch the kingdom in the here and the now. You don't have to die in order to touch the kingdom of God. And if the kingdom of God is available, because not only that flower belongs to the kingdom, but this plant also belongs to the kingdom. And your body also belongs to the kingdom. Do not have any complex. Your body is a wonder. It is a mystery. You cannot explain with your speculative mind. So everything that you touch in you and around you, they all belong to the kingdom of God. They are wonders. Not only the lotus flower is a wonder, but the mud that helps to produce the lotus is also a wonder. Without the lotus, there would not be, and without the mud, there would not be the lotus. So it is possible with the practice of mindfulness to get in touch with the kingdom of God every moment of your daily life. In the Buddhist tradition, we do not use the phrase the kingdom of God. We use the term Dharmakaya, the body of the cosmos. Or we use the word Suchness. Suchness. Suchness, tathata. It means reality as it is. The ultimate reality. Reality as it is. You cannot describe reality as it is in terms of being or non-being, good or evil, birth and death. Because these are notions. These are mental categories that are not capable of describing the ultimate. You cannot use your notions and concepts to describe God. And we have a good Dharma body. Pháp thân. Chân như Pháp thân. The body of the cosmos. And sometimes we use the word nirvana. Sometimes we would use the Buddha Koti. Thực tế. There are many words. We do not use the word God or kingdom of God, but there are equivalents. So the flower, the cloud, the rain, your body, are expression, manifestation of the wonderful suchness, of the wonderful Dharma body, of the wonderful Nirvana. So with Westerners, many of them belong to the Christian tradition. Using the term kingdom of God is easier. If the kingdom of God is available in the here and the now, and then God is available also in the here and the now. If you can touch the kingdom, you can touch God. So during walking meditation, I picked up one tiny flower and offered to Brother David. I offer him the kingdom of God. And with the energy of mindfulness, concentration, powerful enough, you can touch the kingdom of God in everything. Not only in the lotus, but in the mud. Because in the kingdom of God there is no discrimination. And yesterday we spoke about the relationship between suffering and happiness. Suffering is a kind of mud. Happiness is a kind of lotus. And if we know how to make good use of suffering, we can produce the beautiful lotus of happiness. So everything inside of you and around you can be a manifestation, can be seen as a manifestation of the kingdom. The kingdom is available 24 hours a day. The problem is whether you are available to the kingdom. You are caught in in the prison of the past, in the prison of the future of your worries, so you cannot touch the kingdom. It's not that the kingdom is not available. It is you who are not available to the kingdom, because you do not have freedom. And the practice of mindfulness concentration helps you to get out of the prison in order to touch the kingdom. The kingdom, if the kingdom is available 24 hours a day, and God is available 24 hours a day. Now, you don't have to die in order to see God. It may be too late. You have to be very alive in order to get in touch with God. And to be alive, you should have that energy in you, energy of awareness, mindfulness, concentration. And these energies are in you. You can generate the energy of mindfulness, concentration, and insight. When you drink the tea, you can choose to drink it in mindfulness. It means that with mindfulness and concentration, when you breathe in mindfully and bring your mind home to your body, and then you are established in the here and the now, and you become fully present in the here and the now, and you become fully alive in the here and the now. Just one in-breath. No hard labor. And when you are real, fully present, and the tea you hold in your hand become also real. And drinking tea in that, you are drinking in the kingdom of God. And you can do everything in your life, in your daily life, in that way. And the kingdom of God, the ultimate truth, reality can be available to you at every moment. Sometimes we despise our body, we hate our body. It means we hate the kingdom of God, we despise the kingdom of God. Because our body is a wonder. We are thinking about our body in terms of good and evil. We are caught by the complex of superiority and inferiority. All these are created by your mind that prevent you to touch the kingdom of God, to the suchness. Suchness translates into French is incité. Ainsi, things are what they are. And your idea about it might be wrong. Yeah. It's your way of saying that that does not allow it to reveal itself to you. So the first exercise of mindful breathing is breathing in. I know I am breathing in. Breathing in, I know that this is an in-breath that I produce, I enjoy. We breathe all the time, but not mindfully. But when you bring your attention to your in-breath, that's called mindful breathing. And your in-breath becomes the object of your mind. The only object of your mind. You forget everything else. You release everything. Worries, projects, regret, everything. So just breathe in mindfully and you become a free person. It takes 3 seconds or 4. Just breathe in and focus your attention only in your in-breath. And you release the past, the future, your worries, your projects. So one-minded mind, one-minded thing. Ekagata, one-pointed mind. And we used to think too much. So breathing in is not thinking. The word breathing in, I know I am breathing in, is not a thought. This is a practice. And you don't have to use the word. You just focus your attention on your in-breath. And you breathe in, and you focus all your attention on your breathing. And it may be pleasant too. And if you enjoy your in-breath, and you feel wonderful, you feel you touch the wonder of life. And one in-breath, even if it is short as 2 or 3 seconds, can produce a miracle, can bring you insight, understanding. You may breathing in mindfully. You may discover the truth that you are there, you are alive. Because someone who is already dead does not breathe in anymore. And since you are breathing in, you know that you have a body, you are alive. And that is already insight. That is already awakening, enlightenment. Please do not think of enlightenment as something far away that you will get after 10 years of practice. No. Enlightenment can be immediate because the energy of mindfulness carries within itself the energy of concentration and enlightenment. Look at this logo. Smriti, Samadhi and Prajna. Smriti is mindfulness. Mindfulness is the energy that allows you to be there in the here and the now. It allows you to know what is going on in the here and the now. And every one of us is capable of generating that energy. That is a holy energy. When you breathe in mindfully, you are a holy person. And I can call you your holiness. And if you are truly very mindful, you are concentrated on that object of mindfulness, and that is samadhi. Samadhi means concentration. Samadhi also means calm, peace. And when the energy of smriti and samadhi are there, the energy of prajna, which is wisdom, enlightenment, deep vision, insight, is available also. It can just happen like this. Breathing in, you get enlightened. And to know that you are there, still alive, is already an enlightenment. It's not something far away. It's not wishful thinking, hope for the future. Enlightenment is available, may be available in the here and the now, if smriti and samadhi are there. So breathing in 3 seconds mindfully, you enjoy breathing in. And the energy of mindfulness allows you to get inside that, I'm there, I'm alive. The fact that I'm here, sitting here, making steps on this beautiful planet is a wonder. And you touch the kingdom of God. And breathing in mindfully can set you free. Freedom. Freedom is possible. You know, if you are to make a decision, you are forced to make a decision. And sometimes you have to make it quickly. There's a deadline. The other person calling you on the telephone and asks you expect you to make a decision. And if you are caught by the regret or the sorrow about future, if you are caught by the energy of fear, uncertainty, and you are not free. And in that situation, your decision cannot be a good decision. Because your decision is conditioned, influenced by your fear, your anger, your uncertainty, your sorrow. This is not a good decision. So don't make a decision. Breathe in first. Breathe in and you release all these past and future, you become freer. And there will be a variety of decisions available to you, and you can make a better decision. Breathing in, releasing all these feelings that can influence you, you become free. And the decision you make is a better decision. It makes a big difference with mindfulness, concentration, and insight. Your decision will be more compassionate, intelligent, beneficial for you and for him. And if you make decision under the pressure of anger, fear, worries, that's not good for you and for her. The practice recommended by the Buddha may look very simple. He tried to make it simple so that we can put into practice. Breathing in, I know I am breathing in. That's mindful breathing. And you can do it at any time. You don't have to go to the meditation hall and sit down in order to do that. While you are washing the dishes, you may like to enjoy breathing in and out mindfully and be yourself and enjoy dishwashing. When you drive your car, why don't you practice mindful breathing, mindful smiling, and make the driving pleasant? When you take a shower, when you cook your breakfast. And it can only bring you more joy and happiness and life, true life. Because if you are really there, and then life is real. While cooking breakfast, if you are caught by your worries, your planning, that's not the best way of making breakfast. Eating breakfast also. Mindfulness and concentration help you to enjoy every moment of breakfast making. When you open the water tap, mindfulness tells you that water has come from high up in the mountain. Water has come from the depth of the earth to your kitchen. That is a wonder. So you enjoy water. And when you wash your face, your hand, allow your fingers to be in touch with the cold, refreshing water. The feeling is very pleasant. And when you wash your eyes with that fresh, cold water, it can be very pleasant. You cherish the fresh water and you cherish your eyes. You have an eye, you have two eyes, still in good conditions. So many wonderful things. And that is possible thanks to mindfulness. Mindfulness is a source of happiness. You recognize that so many conditions of happiness, so many wonders of life are available, refreshing and healing. And mindfulness is not something you have to ask from a God. Mindfulness is something you can generate by just walking, breathing, or doing anything. Mindful driving, mindful dishwashing, mindful walking, generating energy of mindfulness. So the first exercise, breathing in, I know I am breathing in. In-breath is happening. What is happiness? Mindfulness is the energy that allows you to be aware of what is happening. What is happening is you are breathing in. What is happening is that you have a body. What is happening is that there is fresh air available. And everyone is capable of being mindful. The second exercise is breathing in. I follow my in-breath from the beginning to the end. Suppose this is the length of your in-breath. 3, 4, 5, 6 seconds. There were times when I enjoy a very long in-breath. It may last 12 seconds. And when your in-breath lasts 12 seconds, your out-breath can last 18 seconds. So in 1 minute, there are only 2 in-breath and 2 out-breath. Deep breathing with your belly. It helps bring a lot of oxygen into your body. It helps bring out the polluted air from your lungs. But we don't need to try to make our in-breath and out-breath longer. We just breathe in such a way that make us that can be pleasant. 2 seconds, 3 seconds is okay. 3 seconds, 5 seconds, 4 seconds, 6 seconds, depends. The essential is that you feel pleasant, you feel happy while breathing in and out. So the second exercise is breathing in. I follow my in-breath from the beginning to the end. No interruption. Continued mindfulness. No thinking, no planning interfere. So breathing like that, you allow your concentration to become stronger. And as your concentration becomes strong, you get insight, more insight. And so the practice is just to generate these 3 kinds of energies that can transform our suffering and bring happiness. This is not an act of devotion. This is not prayer. This is practice. And the third exercise, you already know. Breathing in, I know I have a body. If you want to put the bell mindfulness in your computer, well, Thầy Pháp Nguyện will tell you how. You know, in Plum village, every time the clock play music, every quarter of an hour, we stop talking, we stop thinking, we stop eating, and we just go back to our body and we enjoy the present moment, become alive again. If we have lost our awareness during time of eating lunch, mindfulness helps us to be aware of 2 things. The food that we eat, which is a gift from the cosmos. In the Christian tradition, the bread is the body of Jesus Christ. In this tradition, the bread you hold in your hand is the body of the cosmos. Everything in the cosmos is in there. Wind, rain, cloud, sunshine, everything has come together in order to produce that piece of bread you are eating. And if you chew your bread, in mindfulness, you are in touch with the whole cosmos. You are not alienated. You are not isolated anymore. So it's very important that you come back to your body and you touch that wonder of life, which is your body. You are more than your body. And the fourth exercise is also a play and not a hard labor. Is to release the tension in your body. Breathing in, I calm my body. I release the tension in my body. And that are the things that we do in, we enjoy doing during sitting meditation. Just the beginning. Learn how to handle our respiration, how to handle our body, how to handle our mind. We don't have to do anything, just handle them skillfully with art. And we have peace, pleasure, healing, nourishment. That's the first 4 exercises of mindful breathing, dealing with body. And the next 4 is the 4 exercises on how to handle our feelings and emotions. So the first exercise is to be with your in-breath and your out-breath. To recognize, to be aware. And while breathing in, you identify yourself with your in-breath. The one who breathes and the breath that is being breathed are one. And you enjoy. You are your own breathing. There's no distinction anymore between you, the breather, and the breath. You cannot take the breather out of the breath, and you cannot take the breath out of the breather. And that may be also another insight that can happen during your practice of mindful breathing. This is me who is doing something like a breathing. That is not the best way of saying it. The best way is there is a breathing going on. So the first exercise is to be aware of your in-breath and out-breath, to be one with your in-breath and out-breath, no discrimination. The second one is to follow your in-breath and out-breath all the way through. And that is pleasant also. So let us learn the habit of being happy while breathing in and out. Whether you are sitting on the grass, or driving your car, or washing your dishes, enjoy your in-breath. There are reasons why you can enjoy your in-breath. You are alive. You have enough conditions of happiness. And dishwashing is something wonderful. Also, washing dishes is not only to have clean dishes. Washing dishes is to enjoy washing dishes. It's not dirty work. And you wash your dishes in such a way that the kingdom of God is available during the whole time of dishwashing. It is possible. You can enjoy. During the time I was a novice, in a temple there was no soap, no detergent, no hot water running, no running water, and no electricity. And sometimes we had to wash dishes for 100 monks. And you use kitchen ash, because we cook with wood, and we use the ash in order to clean the dishes. Every time the novices are prepared to wash the dishes, they have to heat water, especially in winter, so that they have warm water to wash the dishes. And they use ash. And then the coconut, the coconut fruit, there's a skin outside. We use it in order to scratch and make it, the pan and the pot clean. We also did not have toothbrush. We clean our teeth with areca fruit. Areca and betel, areca fruit and betel. Many of us chew. It's good for keeping your teeth strong and healthy. Now there are still chew betel. It kind of leaf together with that kind of nut, and when they spit, it is red. And it is equivalent to chewing betel. Is like chewing gum. You chew and chew and chew in your exercise. So at that time, when I was a novice, we did not have hot water. We didn't have detergent, soap. And yet, 3-4 novices washing dishes very joyfully. Because brotherhood in that. I remember we did not have enough wood to cook. So we brought some rake to the hills, pine trees, and we gathered the pine needles and make a big heap. And we can cook a pot of rice with pine needles. I can do it very well. Sometimes you bring pine needle and I will make a demonstration to cook. So happiness does not depend on the outside. It depends on our way of looking at things. You suffer because of your way of thinking, your way of seeing. So if you just lost your job, you know that you can still be happy. There's other ways of living. You can live more simply if we know how to look at things in such a way that can help us recognize the many conditions of happiness that are still available. You know, in the world there are so many areas where there are no water. They have to go 5 kilometers in order to fetch some water. And that is not the best kind of water. And we are very lucky. We have many things, many good things And yet we suffer. We suffer much more than these people who are poor, who don't have enough resources. So to follow your in-breath and out-breath can be very pleasant. It develops your concentration. Concentration, samadhi. Mindfulness. The word mindfulness written in Chinese is very interesting. The upper part means the present moment. And the lower part means mind. Your mind go home to the present moment. And get free from the past and the future, so that you can live that moment of your life deeply and touch the wonders of life that can heal, that can nourish. It's so simple. A third exercise, aware of body. Which is a wonder. And maybe you have accumulated tension, stress, and pain in your body. You may have worked your body too hard. You run after something else, and you do not take care of your body. You have not been kind, compassionate to your body. So it's time to go back and reconcile and have compassion with your body. So going back to your body, you might get the insight that there is a tension and pain. And that is why we need the fourth exercise. Releasing tension in the body. And this is a direct teaching from the Buddha. 16 exercises of mindful breathing begin with 4 dealing with body. If you allow the tension to be accumulated, the healing will be difficult. And peace will be difficult also. So we have to take care of ourselves, we have to love ourselves. We have to feel ease and lightness in ourselves. So in a sitting position, or even in a walking position, you are capable of releasing tension. There's a worry in you. You are attached to your project. You are being carried away by your project, your anger, your fear. So you are not free. And these continue to put more tension in your body. So from the parking lot to the office where you work, walk in such a way that every step help release tension. Walk like a Buddha. Enjoy every step because you have a body. And you know that the miracle is not to walk on thin air or on burning charcoal. The miracle is to walk on earth, to be still alive and to be walking on this planet is a wonder. And if you don't enjoy every step, that is a waste. You waste our life. So learn to walk in such a way that pleasure and freedom and healing and nourishment is possible with every step. You don't have to set aside some time to do the practice. From your tent to the meditation hall, every step is a pleasure. Every step is the kingdom of God. Every step is peace. Every step is release. This is possible. And if your mind chooses to do it, you can do it. And if you live in a community where there are many people who know how to do it, and then you can profit from the collective energy. And you can do it easily. Looking at a brother walking, he is in the kingdom of God. Every step should keep us in the kingdom of God. Every step should help us touch the wonders of life. Otherwise, we waste our life. What have we done with our life? How have we used the past years or months? We have been wasting our life. We allow anger and fear and hate and worries to take over. We did not truly live our life. And every moment given to us to live, we don't cherish, we don't treasure. So mindfulness helps us to treasure every moment that is left for us to live. And that can be done here and now. No matter how economic, social conditions are, you can still do it. Walk in such a way that you become aware of the contact between your foot and the ground, Mother Earth. Mother Earth is holding you. Mother Earth is in you. You can surrender to her. She has the power to heal you. Have trust in Mother Earth. She is not outside of you. She is in you. Why don't you pray to Mother Earth? Mother Earth is not the environment only. Mother Earth is the mother of all Buddhas, all the saints, all Bodhisattvas. And you are a child of Mother Earth. Trust her. Surrender yourself to her. Allow her to heal you. And walking meditation is one of the good ways to heal. And every step can be healing. Your body is a formation. Formation is a Buddhist term, a technical term. Samskara. Hanh. Formation. Samskara may be translated by phenomena, things. This marker is a formation. It is made by many things. It is a formation. A flower is a formation. When you look into a flower, you see the flower is made of many things. The earth, the seed, the rain, the sunshine. Something is being formed by many things, called a formation. A table is a formation. A curtain is a formation. Conditioned thing. Your anger is a formation. Your anger is made of wrong perceptions and things like that. It's called a mental formation. And your body is a physical formation. This marker is a physical formation. Your body is a physiological formation. So your body is called Nhat Hanh. Body formation. A formation that is called body. So calming the body formation. Kaya samskara. So the fourth is to calm down the formation called body. So in the original Chinese, it is called thân hành thức. The formation called body. Thức means to calm down, to stop, to give it a chance to rest. Thức also has the meaning of resting, of calming. And interestingly enough, Thức also means breathing. This is the classical Chinese of the 3rd, 4th century. This is the old translation. Thân hành thức means calming the formation called body. So breathing in, you allow the tension to be released. This is relaxation. So relaxation is possible in a sitting position. So while sitting, you breathe in such a way that you release the tension in your body, in the muscles. There are hundreds of muscles on your face. And when you are afraid, when you are angry, there's a lot of tension in your face. And you look into the mirror, you can see the tension in your face. But if you know how to breathe in and smile, you release all the 300 or more muscles on your face and you look much better, more beautiful. So in the car, there is something that can hide the sunshine And behind that there is a mirror. And you look into that to see whether your face is relaxed or not. And smile to yourself. Every time you wash your face, you brush your teeth, look into the mirror to see whether there is a tension on your face. Look at it. Look at your face with compassion and breathe in and smile. And the other person will appreciate your presence more, because your presence now is more fresh, more pleasant, more beautiful. Release the tension. So in the sitting meditation, you allow muscles on your face to be released, on your shoulder, especially on the shoulder. When you make so much concentration, it's stiff here. So allow it to release. And there are many Dharma teachers, especially Sister True Emptiness, can offer you a session of total deep relaxation in the lying position. And the Buddha also suggests that. In the sutra called Niệm Thân Kinh, the contemplation of the body and the body, he talked about the farmer who went up to the cellar and brought down a bag of seeds. And he opened one end of the bag and allowed all the seeds in the bag to flow on the floor. And with eyes in good condition, he recognized each kind of seed. These are the seed of corn, these are seed of mung beans, these are seed of kidney beans and so on. And he recognized all kinds of seeds that are on the floor. So the practitioner is like that, does like that. In a sitting position or in lying position, she recognizes different parts of her body. Breathing in, I'm aware of my eyes. Breathing out, I smile to my eyes with compassion, recognizing eyes, like mung beans or kidney beans. And you go from the hair on your head to your toes, to your so heels. And you pass in review all part of your body. You go down to heart, lungs, kidney, small intestine, and so on. You go down. It's like scanning the body. Not with the X-ray, but with the ray of mindfulness. And you need 15 minutes in order to go through your body. And you smile, recognize and smile to every part of your body with compassion. And allow them to relax. And when you come to a place that seems to be not working very well, suppose you have some trouble with your liver, and then you can stay longer. Breathing in, I'm aware of my liver. My liver has some difficulty. And you use the energy of mindfulness generated by mindful breathing to recognize, embrace your liver, send compassion to your liver, and stay longer with your liver. And that helps the healing. Of course, you can continue your medicine, but you can help greatly with using mindfulness to release tension in your body and facilitate, make it easier for your body to heal. You have to trust Mother Earth. You have to trust nature, not only the medicine. And that is why the fourth exercise is very necessary for healing. It favorizes. It gives conditions for. It allows the body to heal more quickly. And all these things are not hard labor. They can be very, very pleasant. So why we are together as a Sangha, let us support each other with the practice. And we can begin right here and right now. The healing, the transformation, the nourishment can be possible with every step, with every breath. Our time is very precious. And we can enjoy the practice. We do not say, I practice in order to heal, to get the healing in a week or so. Because the healing should take place right during the practice, not 1 week later. The moment when you breathe in mindfully and enjoy your in-breath, the healing already begins. And let us support each other. We do not use our time in order to talk about politics and other things like that, but to be aware of the many conditions of nourishment and healing that are available in the here and the now. This is a very good environment for us to do so. So the teaching of the Buddha is not to abandon the present moment and hope for something in the future like nirvana, like enlightenment. The Buddha said happiness is possible here and now. That teaching is ignored by many Buddhists. Drishta Dharma Sukha Vihara. Vihara means to dwell, to live. Translated as cư or trú, to live, to dwell. Sukha, happy, happily. And dukkha is happy, is suffering, but sukha is happiness. Drishta Dhamma is what happening in the present moment. Drishta means right there you can see. Hiện Pháp means the present moment. You can live happily in the present moment. And this expression is used in many sutras, especially in the sutra the Buddha gave to a group of businessmen. At the time of the Buddha, there was a businessman who was a disciple of the Buddha. One time he brought a few hundred businessmen and come to the Buddha. And the Buddha knew that businessmen think too much about the future, the success in the future. They sacrifice the present moment for the future. So the Buddha said, gentlemen, happiness is possible here and now. If you practice the 5 mindfulness trainings, mindfulness. So the phrase living happily in the present moment is repeated several times in that discourse. So we are not sacrificing the present moment for the sake of a nirvana or a enlightenment in the future, because enlightenment and nirvana is available right here in the present moment. And when we practice together, we support each other. We create a collective energy of mindfulness that can penetrate into the body and mind of everyone. Every time we hear the bell, everyone stop thinking. Everyone begin to enjoy breathing in and out. And that simple practice generates a very powerful energy of mindfulness and peace and healing that can be healing, transforming. And that is the advantage of practicing together. You profit from the collective energy, because there are many of us in the Sangha know how to breathe in happily and to feel happy in the here and the now, just by breathing and sitting there